mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Friday. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz. In studio with me is my lovely wife, Susan Schmitz. She's here every Friday. She's going to stick around with us for a while this morning. I saw this story yesterday. Marion County Sheriff's deputies responded to a domestic disturbance in Micanopy. When they arrived, a man that they believed to be Daniel Robbins took some shots at him.
Ooh.
Yeah, just come out firing. Bam, bam, bam. No deputies were shot, thank goodness. But the man ran into the woods. 54-year-old man was butt naked at the time of the shooting.
The only thing he had on was his gun?
Local court records show, I believe this, he's been arrested for DUI before.
Uh-huh.
Naked man running into the woods shooting. He may have been drinking. You don't know. Deputies say, this is what got me laughing, though. Deputies said, if you see him, give them a call because he's considered armed and dangerous.
Well, sure,
He's
course.
possibly in possession of multiple guns. And when you go to their Facebook page, they go, the subject has not been located. He's believed to be hiding in the woods in the surrounding area of his home. He's armed with multiple firearms. If you see an individual resembling Mr. Robbins or a person in the area of Lane Road who is nude and carrying firearms, call Crime Stoppers. That'd be a good. Hey, is that a naked man with a rifle? We should call Crime Stoppers. Good news, though, an update. They updated this story about 5 a.m. this morning. Robbins has been located and was arrested earlier in the morning around 3 a.m. So the Sheriff's Department wants to thank everybody for sharing and the tips they got called in. They said they got numerous tips called in, and we're able to put those tips to good use, and we're able to locate Robbins and arrest him about 3 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was going to be on, it could have been dumb crook news. Naked man in woods shooting at cops.
That's crazy.
I hope that's his excuse. So but that story, the Sheriff's Department got their guy, which is good. You like the beach, I know you do, because you go down to Venice, and you go to Venice Beach and everything.
Right.
The Florida Convention and Visitors Bureau put out the top 10 beaches, the favorite beaches from across the state, as done by a survey of people, Floridians. You had to be a Floridian to do the survey, and this is in no order. This is in alphabetical order, no order for 1 through 10. But they list the top 10 favorite beaches of Floridians across the state. Now this is Boneyard Beach is the first one. It's alphabetically the first one. You ever heard of Boneyard Beach?
No.
See, I would venture to say most people are not familiar with Boneyard Beach, but it's in Nassau County, so I know where Boneyard Beach is.
Of course you do.
Because it's right just south of Amelia Island.
Yes.
And you know what? Nassau County has a little town called Callahan in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm vaguely familiar with a little town called Callahan, Florida.
Yes, you are.
And so Boneyard Beach is in the same county as, Callahan. So I'm well aware of Boneyard Beach. It's right near Ferndina, Amelia Island, all that's right there. But Boneyard's a really nice beach. You can't swim there, though.
Why?
It's not a swimming beach because it's more of it's a driftwood beach and everything, and it's just not there.
They don't maintain it.
Right,
they don't,
exactly.
They don't. Yeah,
right.
They don't have
like a
clear
state
water
park, right.
where they have the beachcomber equipment and cleaning
it's more like a state park type deal. But it's a very nice beach. Boneyard Beach is very nice. Number 2, just alphabetical order, not in 1 through 10 or anything. The world's most famous beach. What beach is that? Daytona.
Miami.
Daytona's moniker is the world's most famous beach.
Is that because of spring break?
That's their calling card.
And because of all the nonsense that goes on in spring break?
Well, and they do have a major car race that is there since the 1950s. It used to take place on the beach.
God, our traffic was so bad here in Ocala for that week.
It really was. But Daytona Beach is the world's most famous beach, according to Daytona's.
According to Daytona.
their visitors bureau. Delray Beach makes the list. It's in South Florida, one of the only downtowns in the United States that is right on the ocean.
So Clearwater didn't make the list?
Clearwater did not make the list.
Huh.
Naples Beach. And I've been to Naples Beach. It's very nice. I don't know that it's better than Clearwater. Pensacola Beach made the list. Sanibel Island made the list. Sebastian Inlet. If you've never been to Sebastian Inlet, you're missing it because Sebastian Inlet's really nice.
I've never been there.
Near Cape Canaveral. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian Inlet. Siesta Beach near Siesta Key.
Yes.
It is on the list. Of course, you know South Beach made the list.
Well. And
Clearwater didn't make the list, but St. Pete Beach did.
Okay.
And St. Pete Beach's TripAdvisor's annual Traveler's Choice Award for St. Pete Beach ranked in the top 25 for U.S. beaches. It's been number 1 before. This year it's number 22. But, you know, the TripAdvisor's latest list of 25 beaches with Treasure Island just a few miles from St. Pete Beach at 19, and Clearwater Beach just near St. Pete comes at 24th on the list. So that whole area, Treasure Island, Clearwater Beach, St. Pete Beach, very, very popular. So there are your top 10 according to Floridians who voted.
You know Milo's favorite beach?
Venice.
Yeah. Where the dog beach is.
Yeah. But the reason I talk about it is Boneyard Beach. It's just amazing. You go there and there's trees falling down that have been bleached out from years and years and just lay it on the beach. And, you know, it's almost like you could see, you know, a shipwrecked boat there, or you could see Andy Dufresne working on his boat there, you know, from Shawshank Redemption. It's just one of those type beaches. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Hey, Hugh. How are you?
Pretty good. Really good. The weather is wonderful. It's going to be a great weekend. And I was talking about beaches a couple of years back. The wife and I, we went down to Rio in South America.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, the beaches down there are incredible, beautiful. And another interesting fact about those beaches that most of the ladies don't have any top swimming suits.
Thank you, Hugh. Thanks for bringing that up.
Naked man with guns in the woods.
Yeah. Well, he'd have a ball down there, huh?
But pump.
Yeah.
Well,
Like you were saying,
isn't South Beach have parts that are topless?
Yes.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Tom, how do you know?
I've been to South Beach numerous times.
You know, like in Brazil, South America, you know, something like that's no big deal. I mean, it's just
right. It's
that's
normal.
The way the people are. You know, they don't make a big deal out of it. You know.
Yeah, when I lived overseas and went to Cyprus and Greece, there was like no big deal at all. So
there are quite a few clothing optional beaches in Florida. You want me to wear clothes. You don't want me to walk around with no clothes on. So when I go to clothing when I go to clothing optional, they go more clothes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So anyway, earlier on, you guys were talking about walking the dogs.
Yes.
And of course, my dog is it's a hunter breed, and the vet told me to make sure the dog gets plenty of exercise, and of course I need it myself. So I try every day to get close to 3 miles, if not over.
Oh, nice.
And it's sometimes it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a challenge, especially now getting in this time of year where it gets kind of warm in the afternoon and the road gets kind of hot and this and that. So it's usually a morning and maybe after like 5:30 walk. But
right.
Not unless a shower comes by and there's some clouds during the middle part of the day, then you can take her out there. But it's good. It's good for the dog and it's good for me. And I look forward to it every day. Walking the dog.
Hugh, you're not helping me any. You're not helping me any.
And there's a really nice, down from where we live, Hugh, there's a really nice park, Baseline trailhead, and there's a 3-mile loop. And I used to take Milo all the time when I was first moved here.
Baseline Trailhead, right down from where we live. It's an almost 20-minute drive.
It's not a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world of exaggeration.
Maybe
ladies
30.
And gentlemen.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Exaggeration.
Of course, I always look forward to my little reward after the afternoon walk. I come home here and
a little Miller Lite action. A little Miller Lite action.
Miller Lite out there. The dog drinks his water, and I'm drinking mostly water too.
Well, there you go. Thanks for the call, Hugh. Enjoy your weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Okay, you too. Bye now.
Yeah, speaking of things to do for the weekend, let's look at some of the things that are coming for the weekend. I have it here somewhere. I have to find it. But things to do, open rehearsal of the Ocala Symphony Orchestra this weekend.
Oh, really?
You can go watch open rehearsals. The public's invited to get a sneak peek at OSO working on the Unfinished at the O'Reilly Center, 7 p.m. March 18th tonight. Snacks are provided. Admission is free. You can RSVP at info@RileyArtsCenter.com. Then you can actually go see the Unfinished. It'll be on stage at 7:30 p.m. from March 19th and 3 p.m. March 20th at the Riley Center. Principal guest conductor Raymond Chobaz will lead the orchestra, which will be joined by the winners of the 31st Annual Youth Artist Competition. So the latest show at the Ocala Civic Theater we talked about is on stage through March 20th. In the press release, Ocala Civic Theater says the one-person show is humorous and philosophical and a spellbinding tour de force of dramatic storytelling at its finest. Go to OcalaCivicTheater.com for more information. This weekend's a rodeo. The Southeastern Pro Rodeo will be at the Livestock Pavilion. It's the 29th Annual Southeastern Pro Rodeo. It's tonight and tomorrow. You'll have competitions and performances in saddle and bareback bronc riding, roping, steer wrestling, barrel racing, and bull riding. We went to it last year. Remember we went with Corey and Jack
it was great.
And their wives and fiance. It's a good time. Pro Rodeo was a good time.
It was fun.
The Wiznauts, Church of Christ of Marion County, welcomes the Wiznauts to the concert stage tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Admission is free, but donations are greatly accepted. Rainbow Springs Art in Denellen Festival. Festival will feature more than 30 artists. It'll be held March 19th and 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. outside on Pennsylvania Avenue, Denellen. Go to rainbowspringsart.com for more information. And here's the real kicker.
Okay.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office, PIO, Paul, why am I having a blank on Paul's name? Yeah, for some reason I'm having a blank on his name.
It'll come
right now.
to you. Go ahead and read it.
They give a presentation on the history of the Marion County Sheriff's Office at 2 p.m. March 20th at Green Clover Hall. Reception follows the program in the museum. Admission is free to members, $5 for non-members. That'll be held at the Marion County Museum of History and Archaeology, which I'm a proud member of, by the way.
You've never taken me there.
Dr. Richard Cardinale and his staff do a great job at the museum. We work in concert with the museum. The Marion County Historical Commission works in concert with the museum. So I'm a member of the museum. You didn't even know we had a Marion County Historical and Archaeological
I did.
Museum,
We drove by it once, and you told me about it. You're like, I'm a member there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for you to take me.
It's in the McPherson complex.
And have you taken me yet?
We may go tomorrow before the. We may go tomorrow before we go to OCT. Go to the 5 o'clock presentation there, and then go to OCT to the show. What do you think of that idea?
We'll see.
You don't sound very enthusiastic about that.
Well,
Paul Bloom, by the way.
There it is. See? If you just start talking, you'd come to you.
Paul Bloom. Sorry, Paul. But that's all that's happening around the area this weekend. There's some other stuff, of course. You can go out to the fine restaurants and adult beverage establishments that are all in downtown or all around town for a fun weekend. It's always a good weekend in Ocala when the weather's great. The weather's supposed to be spectacular this weekend. But it's also, isn't there a birthday or something coming up? Is it this weekend?
There was a special birthday this Sunday.
Is it
as a matter of
Sunday?
fact.
Sunday.
This Sunday, March 20th.
Uh,
So as a preemptive, I don't know. Is that the right word?
No.
No, it's not. Never mind. Scratch that. So you and I are pretty much big back the blue. We support our police department, Marion County Sheriff's Department.
Men and women with the badge, we're very big supporters.
We are, and we've talked numerous times about that.
I mean, I have Chief Mike Balkett on the radio the first Monday of every month. He comes right here,
Right.
and Billy Woods makes an appearance every now and then here at the radio station
We haven't
as well.
seen him in a while. We got to put the screws to him a little bit.
Yeah, well, we'll try.
We'll try. But you know,
Maybe if I remember Paul Bloom's name, it might help.
some of the unsung heroes is the families that actually support, our police officers. Is
Their wives,
their wives, their
husbands,
children, the
their
husband,
children,
the mothers, the fathers,
Yeah.
that all have to sit and worry about, their
Make sure they
family
come home
that they
safe.
come home. I know, my good friend Wayne Wildy back home, who is I don't know, whatever he is in the police department. I call him a meter maid, but I think he is the chief of police, to be
Right.
honest with you. But I've known him since I was 6 months old, so I'll call him whatever I want. And he's like, I got one job every day. When he started the police force, or two jobs, I'm sorry. I go home and my partner goes home. He goes, everything else is the rest of the work, is so that they can get home to the families. Anyway, long story long, I apologize. It is the chief of police wife's birthday Sunday.
Mike Balkin's wife, Dawn,
Is having a birthday this Sunday.
Well, she turns 27, I think,
Well,
28.
37. I think she's in her 30s. She's got two grown kids.
Yeah,
so
no, I think she's in her 20s.
20s?
The kids, I don't know. I can't explain that anomaly, but I think she's in her late 20s.
Yeah. Well, so that our wonderful chief of police does not get in trouble. Anyone that has his phone number, please blow it up and remind him. So, he survives the weekend.
Look, if I know anything about Mike Balkin, he's prepared for that day.
Is he prepared?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, if I know Mike Balkin, he's prepared. And I know Mike, so I promise you.
He's well aware.
He's got it taken care of.
He's not going fishing.
No, he's got this taken care of.
Okay.
Trust me.
They also have an anniversary coming up here shortly.
Goodness, they got a lot going on in the Balkin family, don't they?
I tell you what.
Got more.
It's kind of like Christmas and birthday for you when that's my birthday.
No. Yeah, that's yours, Christmas and birthday together.
Mm-hmm.
But now I kind of have to give up my birthday, too.
Oh, birthday and anniversary. You don't have to give it up.
Wedding anniversary, and birthday, real close together.
They're really close together. Something tells me the anniversary will get overshadowed.
Oh, that's without a doubt.
Because somebody celebrates their birthday for an entire month.
And I'm looking into starting it the last week of June.
You should actually bleed over to the
Maybe
first week
carry
of
it into
August.
first week of August. Or start the middle of July and just carry it through my father's birthday.
Wow, there
So
you
that
go.
could be
There's
something
an idea.
Speaking of SMitty, speaking of my dad, SMitty,
Yeah.
we got some stuff on the horizon that my dad started some 40-plus years ago that we'll be rolling out. We'll be telling people more about that come June, July, that time. But really excited about that news that we'll be rolling out that pays tribute to my father in a very unique way.
Yeah, we started a new company. We won't go into too many details, but we are naming it after your dad.
We already named it.
We already named it after your dad.
My father. So the original SMitty.
The original
Everybody
Schmitty.
people call me Schmitty and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one SMitty,
Mm-hmm.
and he was top-notch guy.
Yes.
To deal with the three crazy kids he had, plus Geraldine. Geraldine being the optimal having to deal with.
Well,
believe me.
let's face it. I'm going to throw it out there. You were his favorite. He took you to work all the time.
He wanted
when
the son.
he could.
He wanted the son. So
He enjoyed spending time with you and tried to do it even during work hours.
I remember as a kid, I learned to play tennis at Boone Park tennis because it was right down from one of the service stations. And so I would go to work, and just like I do with you,
Mm-hmm.
I'd go to work, spend 30 minutes there, and then go play golf
And then,
like I do with you.
yes, you do.
Well, I would
yes.
go play tennis.
Yes.
And so I'm 8 years old, 9 years old or something. And I come in and I go, Dad, my Converses aren't good enough for tennis. They don't work on the tennis court. I need actual tennis shoes. And he said, okay, well, go down to, and he told me the store to go down to, and you can walk all these places in Park Avenue, Riverside, Jacksonville. So I go to the store. The lady shows me about, and I'm there by myself, 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My dad sends me to go buy shoes.
Right.
He'd tell her, because it's where he bought Mom's pantsuits and everything.
Yeah.
Tell the lady that I'll be there to pay for it later today. Okay. And that's how a lot of business was done like that in the 70s.
Yeah.
So I go and I tell the lady I'm SMitty's kid and everything. She goes, said, show me. She shows me the shoes, like 8 different pairs. Ken Rosewalls, all kind of. Of course, I settled on the most expensive pair.
Of course you do.
Now this is 1973, 74. These shoes were $25.
Ooh.
That's a bunch of money.
That's a bunch of money.
My dad said, I remember, like it was yesterday, we get home that night. He said, I went down and paid for those shoes. I go, yeah, they were really good. He goes, they ought to swing the damn racket for you at as much as they cost.
That's funny.
My mom goes, well, any man that sends a 9-year-old by himself to go buy shoes pays what they pay.
And I highly doubt you had to tell that lady you were SMitty's kid. You know why?
No, I look just like
you look just like your dad.
Yeah,
you
I
got
do.
exact same eyes.
Yeah,
exact same.
So, yeah, that was my claim to, that was my thing. My dad sent me to buy my own tennis shoes. I bought the most expensive pair. He was kind of aggravated about it. And what aggravated my mom was she couldn't believe he'd sent a 9-year-old down to buy the shoes.
I love the story where you would just go to a bodega, have the Vienna sausages, and he'd go once a week and pay. Like, how much did my boy eat this week?
That was a Pine Street grocery. I'd go Mr. Eddie's. It was a little grocery store with a meat market in the back. And every weekend, Dad'd go buy meat to have the big cookout in the yard.
Yeah.
And he'd say, what's my boy's tab?
Yeah.
My tab would be like $4, $4.50 from the saltine crackers, Vienna sausage, and Chip Ahoy cookies. and the thing was, I would buy it all, put it on my dad's tab, and then Eddie's 3 sons and me, we were all best friends because we'd hang out right around there and play tennis and everything together.
Yeah.
I'd buy all the stuff. Then we'd all eat it. They didn't have to pay anything for it. It was their dad's grocery store, but instead I would buy all the food, and then we'd all eat it. It was quite, we went and saw Mr. Eddie. You met Mr. Eddie.
Yeah.
Went and saw Mr. Eddie, and he.
It was an honor to meet somebody from your who was an adult when you were a child that was still around,
yeah,
and
Mr. Eddie still
and he had good stories about you that you even forgot.
He knows a lot about me that I'd forgot. And his sons were there that day, and
I
hadn't seen them in like 20 years.
And they have a nice meat counter now, organic meat, and the high end steaks and the whatnot.
Fantastic.
And we bought some too. So
and spent a lot of money.
Well, you know what? To try it and something
those
that came from
burgers were good though.
They were really good.
Those lamb burgers were really good, really really good. So. Yeah, but that was we'll roll that company out starting in June, July around there. But
Well, our soft openings will be then. The official opening date is your dad's birthday.
SMitty was a hell of a guy. That's all I can tell you. He was a hell of a guy. To put up with Geraldine, you had to be. Okay? Let me just clear that up. Let me just clear that. That's why I'm such a. People say, "What about you?" I'm a hell of a guy because I put up with Geraldine too. Okay. Believe me, if you put up with Geraldine, your stock rose. Your stock rose. We're going to take a break, come back. It's time for Dumb Crook News, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A year after raising the alarm on the open southern border, California Republican Representative Kevin McCarthy on One America News says things are getting worse, not better.
Because what's happening, not only does he have an open border, President Biden, allowing all these people illegally in, we now have fentanyl, enough fentanyl in America to kill every single American 7 times over.
Former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, after refusing to comply with a subpoena from the January 6th committee, is now facing voter fraud charges in North Carolina. The complaint alleges Mr. Meadows registered to vote in 2020 to an address he never visited. President Biden and China's Xi Jinping are set to speak on Friday. The White House has warned Beijing not to assist Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a claim China denies and will be clarified when the two talk. Thanks for listening, and a TGIF to you, my friend. We are USA Radio News.
I need 4 more of the biscuit carnitas, 2 burnt end platters, 3...
The kitchen at Kai's Barbecue is firing on all cylinders.
Greg, help me bring these to the pickup counter.
He needs food runners who can hit the ground quickly.
86 on the chicken and we're short-staffed. Let's pick it up.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've heard us talk about the luxurious Giza Dream sheets from MyPillow. Well, now they're on sale, 60% off, as low as $39.99. Lots of other overstock items and a free copy of Mike Lindell's book, What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO, with any purchase, but you've got to use my promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, the Radio Listener Square, use my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175.
Several great reasons why sunflowers should be included with horticulture farming. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
I'm Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried. Everyone knows Florida grows the world's best produce. From citrus to strawberries, watermelon to blueberries, our produce growers feed our families and the world. With over $125 million in annual revenue for growers, the Fresh from Florida program helps Florida farmers stay competitive in a tough marketplace. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
It's a new day. Thanks to the Farm Bill, USDA's conservation programs encourage, even reward, farmers who are willing to make a commitment to conservation. There are voluntary programs which provide technical assistance, cost share,